What is amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder? Links are below on where to buy it. Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder is a broad-spectrum antibiotic that can be used to prevent and treat various bacterial infections in poultry and other animals. It is especially effective against E-Coli, Salmonella, paratyphoid, and chronic respiratory infections, which can cause serious health problems and economic losses. How does amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder work? Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder works by inhibiting the growth of bacteria that cause infections. It does this by preventing the bacteria from building cell walls, which they need to survive and reproduce. Without a functional cell wall, the bacteria eventually die off and the infection is cleared up. Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder is a broad-spectrum antibiotic, which means it can be effective against a wide range of bacteria. How to use amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder? The recommended dosage of amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder is 1 gram of powder per liter of drinking water, or 1 gram of powder per 4 kilograms of body weight. You should dissolve the powder in warm water and mix it well before giving it to your animals. You should provide the medicated water for 3 to 5 days, depending on the severity of the infection. You should also make sure that your animals have access to fresh and clean water at all times. Benefits and risks of using amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder. The benefits of using amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder are that it can effectively kill or inhibit the growth of many harmful bacteria that cause diseases in poultry and other animals. It can also improve the growth performance and feed efficiency of your animals by reducing the stress and inflammation caused by infections. The risks of using amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder are that it can cause some side effects such as diarrhea, vomiting, allergic reactions, or reduced appetite in some animals. It can also lead to the development of antibiotic resistance in bacteria, which means that they can become more difficult to treat with other antibiotics in the future. How to store amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder. Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder should be stored in a cool, dry place. It should be kept out of reach of children and pets. Where to buy amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder? Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder can be purchased from most veterinary clinics and online retailers. Conclusion. Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder is a useful antibiotic that can help you prevent and treat bacterial infections in poultry and other animals. However, you need to use it responsibly and follow the instructions carefully. By doing so, you can ensure the health and welfare of your animals and avoid any potential problems. Here are some additional information about amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder. It is available in a powder form that can be dissolved in water. It is effective against a wide range of bacteria, including E. coli, Salmonella, and Staphylococcus aureus. It is typically given orally, but it can also be given by injection. The duration of treatment will vary depending on the severity of the infection. Common side effects include diarrhea, vomiting, and allergic reactions. Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder is a wide-spectrum antimicrobial agent employed to deter and cure different bacterial infections in various animals, especially poultry. This drug has proven particularly effective against severe health problems and economic losses caused by chronic respiratory infections, E. coli, and Salmonella, paratyphoid. Amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder functions by limiting the growth of bacteria, thereby prohibiting the bacteria from developing cell walls, which they require to thrive and reproduce. Once the bacteria lose their functional cell wall, they perish, and the infection clears. Due to its capacity to fight against a vast range of bacteria, amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder is classified as a broad-spectrum antibiotic. The appropriate dose of amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder to be utilized is 1 gram of powder per liter of drinking water, or 1 gram per 4 kg of body weight. Before dispensing to your animals, dissolve the powder in warm water and blend it thoroughly. You are advised to provide the medicated water to your animals for about 3 to 5 days, depending on the severity of the infection. It is critical to ensure that your animals have access to fresh and clean water at all times. The benefits of amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder are enormous, such as efficiently obliterating or restraining the development of numerous harmful bacteria that lead to diseases in various animals, including poultry. Additionally, it can aid in the growth and feeding efficiency of your animals by minimizing stress and inflammation caused by infections. On the other hand, the use of amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder also poses some risks, such as diarrhea, vomiting, allergic reactions, and reduced appetite in some animals. It can also contribute to the emergence of antibiotic resistance in bacteria, making them increasingly difficult to manage with other antibiotics in the future. To store amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder, keep it in a cool and dry place, away from children and pets. It can be purchased from most veterinary clinics and online retailers. It is essential to utilize this antibiotic properly, follow the instructions carefully, and take responsibility for the welfare of your animals to prevent any potential issues. Additional information on amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder includes the fact that it is purchasable in powdered form, dissolvable in water, effective against a broad range of bacteria, and administered orally or by injection. The duration of treatment will differ based on the severity of the infection, and the most frequent side effects include diarrhea, vomiting, and allergic reactions. It is important to use amoxicillin 10% to 100 grams powder as directed by your veterinarian to avoid any potential problems.